Look at the environment that we're in. Imam W.D. Muhammad said once, he said, we live in what can be termed as an oppressive word environment. That the words of the environment, because that's what you think with, try it. You think with words. That's all. You think with words. You take away your words, can you think? No. You need words to think with. So if I give you an environment of words that oppress the thinking, then your thinking is oppressive. And your thinking becomes reactionary. So many Muslims have become emotional reactionaries. They wait till something to happen, then react. And then after it seems to have subsided, they go back into a cocoon or a cave or what have you. The question I want to ask you today, and I ask this in many places, who is shaping? Who is responsible for shaping and creating the Muslim image in America? Because the image that you are getting now is an image that will keep growing and growing. Who is responsible for shaping that? I asked the question. I said, when the word Muslim is mentioned in America, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Imagine that you are a non-Muslim and the word Muslim is mentioned or the word Islam is mentioned. What comes to your mind? And the person said right away, Farrakhan, black Muslim. I said, what comes next? They say terrorism. Then I asked the person, this is a gathering. I said, what comes next? I was taking a sample, a poll. I said, what comes next? Then it said women's dress, the image of women's dress. Then another said Saddam Hussein in the Gulf War. And then another one raised his hand and said, gas stations. I hadn't thought of that, but you know, Muslims are investing in a whole lot of gas stations, I don't know. I don't think it's because we're in charge of the oil either. But along with those gas stations comes another image, liquors, reefer papers, etc., etc. Sacrificing principles that we know that are in direct conflict with the Quran. The selling of hog, the selling of liquors, going after what they term the dunya. I got to make a living. I'm just trying to make a living. I said what you need to stop doing is stop trying to make a living and make a life. Because life comes before the living. And it is God who gave you life. It's God who gave you this blessing that you have now. It's God that gave you your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. It's God that gave you your children. And God says in the Quran, كَيْفَ تَكْفَرُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَكُنْتُمْ أَحْيَاكُمْ ثُمَّ يُمِيتُكُمْ ثُمَّ يُحْيِيكُمْ ثُمَّ إِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. How can you reject faith? How can you reject it when it is God who has given you life? And then he causes you to die. And then he brings you back to life. And to him is the final return. Allahu Akbar.